Why we use the King James Version? The way it was put together. This is why we read the King James. Give me Donovan, give me King James Version. Let me show you how it's put together.
So
okay?
I never read the Bible. I just know what I know.
And I'm going to help you out. Because in the Bible, your nationality lies there. I'm going to show you. Our nationality lies there. Watch, let me show you how the King James Bible was put together.
Well, now, so answer me this.
Yeah.
So we know that the Vatican holds 300 and some books that's related to the Bible. So if we only get this version of the Bible, that means we only get, a piece of the story.
No,
not me. It's the whole story.
Yeah.
But the Vatican,
and listen to him too. You hear him? He got valid concern. He got valid concern.
The Vatican, they get to choose what goes in and what comes out.
Right.
Like the Book of Enoch.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, the Book of Enoch. This is the whole topic right here, right? We don't want to get tricked. We want to know if we got the whole story, half the story, what's going on, right? So now, in the King James, let's read King James. Let's see how it's put together. Watch this.
King James Version. When Elizabeth died in 1603, the crown passed to James the First, who had been King of Scotland for 37 years. And James the Sixth, 7 months after he ascended the throne to England, he authorized a new translation of the Bible.
No, he wrote it.
He authorized a new translation of the Bible.
So okay, King James. When you authorize something, right? Does that mean you wrote it, or you give the authority to have it written?
You have the authority.
I have the authority, right? So you authorize your child to clean the bathroom. You authorize your child to be the head of the house while you're gone, right? Under your authority. So King James the King. He said, I authorize the translation. Read on.
To replace the bishop's Bible. 47 of the best Hebrews and Greek scholars of the day were divided into 6 groups.
So look, we got 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars.
Of the time.
Of that time, they divided into different groups, right? Why is he doing this? Because when I translate something, right, you got slang in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? We got slang in English. And if you translated that slang from Spanish to English, it probably wouldn't make no sense.
It would make no sense.
None. You know what I'm saying? So I would need to know the slang of the time. So you can't take somebody from today and try to translate the Bible. You don't know Greek, Hebrew, and Latin. Right? So if I said in San Francisco yesterday it was raining cats and dogs, somebody translates that. You know what I'm saying? And somebody reads that writing, they're going to think in San Francisco it was literally cats and dogs coming out of the sky. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me putting raining cats and dogs, I would have to put it was raining heavy that day. You know what I'm saying? So it would take a skilled person that knows that language. That's why he got 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars. Knew the slang of the time, so on and so forth, right? Read on.
Of the days were divided into 6 groups.
He split them up into 6 groups. Why would he do that? So they can't say, let's make it say this for our benefit. He said, no, you go over there in that group, you go over there in that group, y'all split up, right? Read on.
3 for the Old Testament.
We got 3 groups for the Old Testament. You guys split up and translate it, right? Read on.
2 for the New.
And 2 for the New Testament. You 2 groups over there, y'all split up. Read.
And 1 for the Apocrypha.
And 1 group, y'all deal with the Apocrypha. So right there, you got the Old Testament, New Testament, Apocrypha. You ever heard of the Apocrypha?
No.
See, you didn't know that was in your King James Version Bible. Who got the Apocrypha in their Bible? Show him.
Okay.
That's the King James Version right there. It's in the Bible. That was taken out. You didn't hear any of the 46 Greek scholars translate the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher, the book of Jubilee. None of that is in there. But what is in the Bible is the Apocrypha. You see that? Let me show you. Keep your thumb here. Keep your thumb here. Let me show you what's in the Apocrypha and why they would take it out. Okay? Give me 2nd Ezra 14 and 14 and yeah. You know where I'm going? With Ursula. Yeah, I'm gonna show you something. And pull up Ursula for me. This is why they would take out the Apocrypha. Okay? Because guess what? Your nationality lies there. Hey, you can't be a Mexican no more. I got my true nationality. I'm a descendant of David. I'm a descendant of Job. You would think that now, right? So watch this.
2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40.
What's going on, my man? We reading prophecies out the Bible. Prophecies. Tell me if this happened or not. What?
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
The 10 tribes of Israel, right? You look at the top 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. These are your darker tribes. American blacks, West Indian blacks, Haitians, so on and so forth. Then you got your Latin tribes, which are 10 tribes. Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican, Guatemala, American Indians, Seminole Indians, Colombia, Mexico, Argentina. So we're talking about the 10 tribes of Israel right now and what would happen to them. And tell me if it's true or not. Watch this.
In the time of Osea the king, who Salmanazar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves.
The 10 tribes got free from Salmanessar. He let them go, right? So where are we going to go? We just get free from captivity, right? That kind of happened to us in America. We got free, now we're going to huddle up. What are we going to do? Are we going to go to Texas together? Or are we go? That's the same counsel they had. They said, we're free now. What are we going to do? This is what they said, read.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
Let's leave the Assyrian land. Let's leave the heathens, right? Read on.
And go forth into a further country where there never mankind dwelt.
We're going to a country where nobody ever dwelt. It's called the New Land. The New Land. Nobody lived there, right? Read on.
That they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
The point was so we could keep God's laws there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to leave the heathens because they don't do God's laws. We're going to go to a new land where we can keep God's laws. Read.
Right.
And they entered into Euphrates.
They went into the Euphrates River. Read.
By the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them. And held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there were a great way to go.
It took a long time to get to that country. Guess what? In Assyria, we over here. Backside of Africa, Euphrates River back here, so we sailed around Africa the back way, right? Read on.
Of a year and a half.
It took a year and a half. Many stops for food, many stops for supplies. Read.
And the same region is called Azriel.
The region that those 10 tribes landed, where never mankind dwelt, no other people live here. You will be the first people here. It's called Azriel. They came here. I'm pointing to America. Let's see what the scholars say about Azriel. Watch this.
The whole world been watching us, talking about how are these men calling themselves the sons of God. Where was the questions when they was putting us on slave ships? Where was the questions when they raped our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our brothers? We can't live in certain neighborhoods. So we're giving y'all your separation as we create a new nation.
IUIC.
Israel united in Christ.
Let's go. Stand behind us, protect you. Stand beside us, respect you. But if you stand in the way, then you gon' rue the day when we have to dissect you. Rain fire upon the tempter. Woo, it's hot, take the temperature. The prophets they back, yeah, and they black. Babylon feel pressure. When you hear that thunder, it's lightning, go check on the weatherman. I'm just saying, can't think of a better plan than obeying the land. Anything else is a scam. These boots will get shot in this wartime. It's a sea of that purple, no short line. Cause we breaking the mold and changing the game with zero emojis. Flame. You know that this lit ain't no turning down. Yeah, we running this race till we get a crown. Then we stop on the heat until he hit the ground. Yeah, we treading the wild.
The Jewish Encyclopedia, Azriel, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration according to 2nd Esdras. Columbus identified America with this land.
What did Christopher Columbus identify?
Columbus identified America with this land.
So guess what? The people that was here in America, Christopher Columbus found them and identified them as the Israelites. You see that? America is called Azriel that we're reading. So what would be your nationality, my man? You're an Israelite. That's right. Now look out. Hey, wouldn't it behoove them to take that out of the Bible?
Right. Come on.
You know why they would take that out of the Bible? Why they would take your nationality out of the Bible?
Good question.
Deuteronomy 7:6. I'll show you why. Right? So, Catholicism means universal. It means universal. Did you know that God chose a certain people out of all the people on the earth? He chose a breed of people, a nationality of people unto himself. Watch this. They're never going to read that in church. They're not going to read that to you in church. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Uh-huh.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Uh-huh.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee
Uh-huh.
to be a special people unto himself.
God said he chose y'all to be a special people unto himself. Read.
Above all people.
No, below all people.
Above all people.
No, equal to all people.
Above all people.
So the black man and Hispanic man is supposed to be what?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You above all people on the face of the earth. You above all people on the face of the earth.
Right.
You're supposed to be above every nation on the face of this earth. Have they ever read that to you in church? No, they're not going to read that to you, because guess what? I don't get as much money in tithes and offering if I deny the white dollar, the Chinese dollar, the Arab dollar. I need all that money. So I'm gonna overt God's truth so I can get a profitable gain.
Right.
We're not here to do that. It's not a numbers game. My job here is to get as many people to repent from sin as possible. And you're not going to repent if you don't know your nationality. Yeah. God said you chosen unto him. You above all nations, right? Now give me Deuteronomy 28 and I think it's 43. This is what happened, because right now, are we living above all nations? Or are we on the bottom? We here in San Francisco where it's trash on the street. We need a community cleanup here. You don't need to do a community cleanup in Beverly Hills.
Right.
It's clean over there.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? We over here where the muck and mire is, where people piss on the street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't take care of this. We don't have our own homeland. You understand? But look what the Bible says. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 43.
Uh-huh.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
When we left Egypt, right? God chose us. We was God's people. He said the strangers that followed us out, he said they would get above thee very high. So guess what? The Chinese man is above us very high.
Come on.
He got a Chinatown here.
Come on.
He got his own banks here.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? The white man, he got banks here. What we got here? We pay taxes here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said he gonna get above you very high, read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
You gonna come down very, very low, read.
He shall lend to thee.
He gonna be the one loaning you the money.
Right.
You want a car, you need a what? You want a house, you need a what? You need a loan. You see what I'm saying? Can we loan another nation anything? Nope. No. What institutions do we got to loan them to come to our institution?
Huh.
Right. That's it. Read what you got.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
Uh-huh.
He shall be the head,
He gonna be the head of society,
and thou shalt be the tail.
and you gonna be the tail of society. Why? Read verse 45. Why did this happen? You gotta get to work. You're an Israelite, man. You're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. You gotta learn that. Read on.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee.
All these bad things gonna come upon us and overcome us. They're gonna pursue us, right? Read.
And overtake thee,
Uh-huh.
till thou be destroyed.
When we destroyed as a people, when you're not calling yourself Issachar no more, you destroyed. When I make you change your name from Issachar to Mexican, I destroyed you and turned you into something new.
Yep.
You've been refurbished. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
You refurbished now. You was one thing, now you recycled. You know what I'm saying? I take that scrap metal and I turn it into something new. You're not what you were originally made to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Let's say you got a computer. It's made to run the world. It used to work at NASA. And somebody takes that computer, break it down, and use the parts to play video games on. That's what they've done to us. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to run the world. Read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Because we didn't listen to God. Read.
to keep his commandments,
What does God want us to do?
to keep his commandments
Uh-huh.
and his statutes which I commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
These curses going to be upon the Israelite man and woman for a sign, right? I know that this is Golden Gate Street because the signs say so. I know that this is McDonald's, not Burger King, because the signs say so, right? I know that we the Israelites, because these curses are a sign to say that we are. Read.
And for a wonder.
To make you think.
And upon thy seed
Upon the seed of the Israelites.
forever.
So until Christ come back and burn this place down, an Israelite will be able to read these curses and say, that's my people.
Right.
For sure.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Read on.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart
Uh-huh.
for the abundance of all things.
Yep.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies.
Since you don't want to serve God, you got to serve your enemies. You got to serve your, you see it? Look at that. It makes sense, huh?
Yeah.
So far it makes sense, right? Yeah. Hey, we reading the Bible, my sister. We reading the Bible, right? And we, you know Black history, right? We went into slavery. You got to roll? All right, cool.
Check
So,
our website.
read on.
Check our website out too.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies.
You're going to have to serve your enemies, right? Read on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Yep.
In hunger.
If you're hungry, you got to go to your enemies for that. Your slave master's going to be feeding you, right? The Spaniards are going to feed you. They're going to give you their nationality. They're going to give you their language. Read on.
And in thirst.
If you're thirsty, your slave master's going to give you to drink. Read on.
And in nakedness.
The clothes on your back come from your slave master's children. You see that? Read on.
And in want of all things.
Anything we want in this society, we got to go to our enemies for it, right? Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
That enemy going to put a yoke of iron upon our neck. When?
Until he hath destroyed thee.
We will have yokes of iron upon our neck until we were destroyed as a people.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity.